Hey everybody, so here I am in my hotel room in Cancun, and I've got lots to tell you. So yeah, I rode here from Merida, and it's sweltering hot. It is so hot here right now. So first thing I got to tell you is that I've got to fly home. My name is Patrick. Recently, I retired after 26 years as a police officer and sold everything I owned. Now it's time for something different. A journey of healing and inspiration. I'm setting out to ride my motorcycle around the world, searching for beauty, connection, and the freedom of the open road. This is my life now. This is Adventures Without Borders. So first thing I got to tell you is that I've got to fly home, and it's not an emergency or anything like that. I'm flying home tomorrow actually, for a couple of weeks. I've just got a work contract that I'm going to do, a private sector work contract, for 2 weeks. So allow me to earn a little money and just, keep on with the trip and not having to pinch pennies too much. Back in May, before I even started this trip, I'd booked my flight home for tomorrow, and then I looked for a hotel with parking where I could potentially leave my bike. And the hotel I'm in right now, I actually reached out to them. I wrote them an email, explained my situation. Can I leave the bike here? I'm coming back. I'm staying another 3 days at the back end of this. And they said, no problem. They have an underground parkade that looked really secure. And when I got here, when I checked in, it was a Sunday, so it was like weekend staff, and they said, yeah, no problem. They probably won't even charge you for it. And then the next day I spoke to a guy who might have been a manager or whatever, and he said, oh, we have renovations going on. And they do, like I noticed there's a bunch of material in the basement. And he says, it's not going to be possible. He was actually surprised that my bike was parked down there, even just for the night. So it was a no. So that left me scrambling to find somewhere to leave the bike here in town. So my backup plan to everything was going to be the long-term parking at the airport, which according to the website is secure. I was going to put a cover on it. And so that was going to be my plan. It was expensive though. It was about 200 pesos a day. Which is not ideal. But I happened to be going to a Walmart because I needed to buy a duffel bag, to put my gear in. The other part of this is I needed a place to store my riding gear because it doesn't fit in the luggage on the bike. So I needed a separate place. And this hotel was going to store that for me at a small cost. Anyway, so I go to Walmart to buy this bag, and I see a Defender, one of those big British SUVs parked there, and there's a couple of people in there, and it's got British plates, like the big orange license plate on it. So I went up and talked to them, and so this couple, they are traveling all over Mexico as well, and to Central America. And they told me about this campground where they're currently staying. It's actually fairly close to the airport. And they said, yeah, the guy there stores cars and stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay. So they gave me his contact information, and I sent him a text, and he got back to me and he said, yeah, we should be, no problem. We can store your bike. So yesterday I rode out there just to check it out, make sure it's all legit and all that. And it's a beautiful place. So it is called Nomad Sun Travels, or Nomad Sun Camping, sorry. It's even on Google Maps. So anyway, talked to the fellow there, Alfredo, and yeah, he's going to store my bike for like a fraction of the price that the airport was going to charge. The campground is in like a secure, it's a walled in, fenced in area. And although it's not indoors, there is a tarp. So it's in the shade and sheltered from the rain. And I'll put my cover on it, and he's going to store my bags as well. So it's more like one-stop shopping. I just wish there was a room I could rent there, and I would just stay there as well on the back end of this. So anyway, so that's settled. So later today, I'm going to take my bike over there, probably around 5 o'clock this afternoon. and then I'll just be left with, I'm just trying to sort out what I'm going to take on my flight with me. It's kind of a logistics thing happening right now in my room here. There's stuff all over the place. And yeah, and I also yesterday went by a garage, a bike shop, and booked an appointment for when I get back. So they're going to switch my tires up. I'm going to bring tires back with me, and I'm hoping that's not going to be an issue. They're going to do an oil change and do a chain service for me on the bike, so to make sure I'm good to go as I step into the next phase of this and enter Belize and Central America. I do have probably like another week in Mexico when I get back. I want to stay in Tulum for a few days and down around Bacalar for a few days as well. So I was looking at they got some really nice Airbnbs for like $30–40 a night. So that are like full apartments. So I'm probably going to book something like that, and then cross into Belize and start the next phase of this thing. So I'll tomorrow morning I got to head off to the airport around 9. I'm thinking 9 or 10. My flight's at 1. They want you there 2.5 hours early, so, and I don't like to risk it with traffic or anything, so I'll probably head out around 9:30, and I fly via Toronto, which is 5 hours from here, and then I've got a fairly long layover in Toronto. Luckily I have some lounge passes, and then I got a 3-hour flight back home and get to work the very next day. Anyway, so that's the story right now. I haven't had a chance to do a lot of sightseeing here in Cancun. I actually am not a super big fan of the city. Like the ocean front, of course, where all the resorts are and everything, of course it's super touristy, super nice. They do have a problem with seaweed at this time of year along the water, so there's this seaweed that accumulates and starts to decay, and there is a smell apparently. But right now I'm more in administrative mode, so I'm just trying to get all my things sorted out, do some work on some videos today. And I don't know, the city itself is just, it's hard to get around. There's just so much traffic, so many traffic lights everywhere. It's just short drives take a really long time as a result, and with the heat I'm starting to find it a little frustrating. But whatever, it's just, like I said, it's an administrative stop, so I got to deal with it. Okay, very good. We'll catch up with you later. Hey, good morning. So it's Wednesday morning, and I made it to Cancun International Airport to grab my flight home. I'm super early. It's 10:30. The flight's at 1:10 p.m. So I got lots of time. Grabbed myself a coffee here, and I'm just gonna sit down and do a little bit of work. So airport was super easy. There was no wait time for security, no crazy stuff, not even like taking your laptop out or anything. So I really appreciate that, because all that stuff starts to wear on you, and sometimes you wonder if there's actually a reason behind it, or if it's just out of an abundance as caution, as people like to say. So I've got approximately a 4.5 hour flight into Toronto, and I've got just over 4 hours there to wait for my flight home, which will be around 10 p.m. Toronto time. I think, like I was mentioning earlier, I got myself some lounge passes, so I'll be able to kind of chill in a more relaxed atmosphere and get some food once I get to Toronto, because I'll be getting there right around supper time. And I'm also fortunate enough that so for the first leg of the flight, I bid on the premium seats. They allow you to put a bid in, and I put in the minimum bid and I got it. So I'm wondering how many people are actually on this flight. And then on the second leg, which is the Toronto to Saskatoon leg, I had booked the premium seat as well. So it's going to be a long day, but at least I'll be comfortable. So I'm back in Canada, as you've probably figured out by now. So as I told you, I'm here to work a contract. I'm heading up security for the Saskatoon exhibition, which is a big fair that takes place every summer here with rides and shows and all sorts of things. So part of my job is doing some media about safety at the fair. So this morning it's just after 9 o'clock here. I'm at the Global TV studio. I'm going to head inside in a minute here to do a quick segment on the morning show to discuss safety at the X, what people are allowed to bring, what they're not allowed to bring, and what measures are being taken there to keep everybody safe. So I'm going to go in and do that, and hopefully I can get a clip for you guys off TV later or off the internet and share it with you.
Preparations for the Saskatoon X are underway, with festivities beginning Wednesday during the parade and then opening day on Thursday, July 31st. Organizers have safety top of mind for the 140th annual event. Patrick Barbar is the head of security operations for the X and has all those safety details. Good morning.
Good morning.
And the X has increased safety measures over the last couple years, adding the entrance screening. What measures are in place this year?
So as you mentioned, about 2 years ago, the exhibition added airport-style security screening. So every patron who comes in is going to go through a metal detector. They're going to be subject to bag searches and so forth. So there are prohibited items that you cannot bring onto the X. And we like to remind people, especially since it's coming up very quickly here, because it'll speed up entrance and it'll limit inconveniences. So obviously, professional photography equipment's not allowed, lawn chairs, things like that. But when we talk about items that people often bring in accidentally, it's knives, utility knives, pocket knives. So leave your knives at home, because you're not going to be able to bring them in, and you're going to have to bring them back to your vehicle or abandon them. Alcohol, cannabis, and other drugs are not prohibited, are not allowed on site. They are prohibited, so do not bring alcoholic beverages, do not bring cannabis. We have a great partnership with Saskatoon Police to keep everybody safe. There are patrols on the ground. We have EMS, Medivie Health Services are on site the entire duration of the X as well. So really what we're focused on is keeping the X a fun place, a safe place, and keep it the family event that it's meant to be. I came back with a few extra items. So the most notable one was a set of tires. So before I left, I made an appointment with a local garage to get the bike serviced, oil change, chain maintenance, and install these tires that I was going to bring, that I brought. So I checked them onto the flight in Saskatoon, and that evening when I landed in Toronto, the tires were not there. So I filled out the claim for delayed or missing baggage, and the website told me that the bags had stayed behind in Toronto. And the agent in Cancun at the airport told me that there was about 25 people who had their luggage delayed as well.